Hi friends, welcome to the craft kit. Okay, so today I am really excited because one, we're making the black and white gray color palette cards, which I love so much. There's just always so many wonderful options when you work in just that color palette. It's absolutely incredible. But the other thing is that we are going to be using new papers. Okay, so for the first card, I was really excited to use this new tissue paper that I just got in. So I wanted to tell you about how I created this because I made it into a sticker. So I just got in just today this new double-sided tape, and it's wide double-sided tape. It's 2 inches, you guys. It's amazing. And it's sticky on both sides, so right, double-sided tape. So what I did on my piece of tissue paper here, just flipped it over, and then I just laid down a couple little strips, and I wanted it's going to go across my card, right? So I lined up my card on here, and I wanted it to be enough that would definitely go over the whole width. And so I kind of put my card base down, so there's a little bit of space on the side here, and then I went from the left to the right and laid down a piece. I know the piece I'm going to be layering is only 4 inches wide, so I knew that I am only going to get I only need 4 inches of width this direction. Luckily, my tape is 2 inches wide, so I just have to match it up here. I just kind of lightly bumped it up against the edge of that top piece there until it kind of hit that edge, and then I just kind of pressed that down until it was nice and smooth there. It is tissue paper, so there are some little tiny wrinkles in the paper. That's just what you get when you work with tissue paper. I kind of like the effect, but if you don't like it, you can use a bone folder to kind of burnish the folds out. Just so you know. All right. So then, and then I just trimmed up the piece of paper. Of course, I don't need to do that because I already did it. That's what this piece is. So, but now you know how I made it. And then you just cut out the little piece, and then you can die cut it, or you can do all sorts of amazing things. Keeping in mind that tissue paper is a little bit translucent and the double-sided tape is totally clear, so whatever colored paper you put behind is going to, hold on. Ooh. Excuse me, sneezers. Okay, so sneezes, but sometimes I say sneezers, now you guys know. But depending on what color of paper you put behind your tissue, you're going to get a different color. Sorry, it wasn't very easy to see that because I didn't want to stick anything to it. I'm going to use that for a project later. Okay, now that you know how it was done, here we go. So the very first thing you're going to do here is you're going to peel off your paper here. Now, I really recommend if you can kind of line this up on the back here, you can kind of see where it's going to kind of end. So that being said, because it's not going to fill the whole sheet, because remember I told you that I cut it extra long on purpose, so I'm going to recommend that you peel one back basically to where you think that it's going to be and just fold it. That way you can always pull back more, and then we're going to do the same thing for the bottom piece. Okay. Now, because this is only 4 inches wide, right? Because it's 2 inches wide times 2. This piece is also only 4 inches wide, your piece of white. So you want to make sure that you line it up at the top, right directly on top of that double-sided tape, right where it starts. So if that's hard for you to do, you just want to catch the light. And if you catch the light, you can usually see the top. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Let me tuck that down. Excellent. Okay. So now I'm just going to take my scissors, and I was wondering why this weren't opening. It's because I had tape stuck there. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and trim this off. And then that way you can save your little piece there for something later, or we can maybe use it in the rest of our card. Okay. So we're just going to trim that off there. Perfect. And like I said, I'm probably going to save that for something else later. Kind of a cool looking piece, huh? Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and just trim this down to size. Or I guess we could see if we could fold that over. Ooh. Change your mind, we're folding it over. That's going to be much easier for me than try and trim that down. Because then, oh, there it is. We'll get my double-sided tape, and we'll just tape that down, fold that over, I'm going to add some double-sided tape on top of it just to hold it in place. Also because I need that edge to still have adhesive on it. Okay, so there we have our cool decorative piece with its, of course, it's tissue paper, but it worked out perfectly. Again, if there's any little wrinkles or folds in there that you're unhappy with, you can just take a bone folder, or even earlier I was using the back side of my scissors and just rubbing it out because I don't have my bone folder here at home. Okay, here we are. So now we're going to line this up onto the piece of black paper. I had pre-cut this down to size already, so I already know it's going to match up with a nice even 1/16 of an inch border on all 4 sides. Okay, and we're gonna stick that down. Sorry, I just keep realizing that I did not fold my tissue paper tightly around all 4 sides. I should have, but I didn't because I was rushing. Okay. There we go. Okay, and that black is just going to make that really pop on there. You can probably see already how that's just really makes it really nice. Okay, so now we have our 2 really fun ribbons here. So this kind of mesh ribbon we're actually going to be cutting in half. So what I usually do to do that is you just fold it in half lengthwise, and then I actually do it a second time and then just cut it in half this way. Just one cut, or in this case a couple cuts, but then you get a nice clean little line there, or close to it. Okay. All right. So now our gray ribbon is going to go on top. So I'm going to put some double-sided tape now on the back side of this black paper. By the way, this is black Star Dream paper. Guys, it is amazing paper. Oh my gosh, it is gorgeous. It's that beautiful metallic. And I just have it in the text right now, but it also does come on the cardstock. Okay, so we're going to wrap around the gray, and I'm just going to do it right in the middle of the card. I'm just going to stick it on the back. That's the benefit of using double-sided tape. So you can just wrap that and stick it in place. And then I'm going to put some more double-sided tape right where that gray ribbon covered up. And again, I'm going to just line up my black ribbon right here in the middle and then just wrap it and stick it in place. Okay, I just love that mesh ribbon with this. Oh, so fun. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit more double-sided tape now on the back all the way around here and lay that down. Okay, so now the last part of the card here. Ooh, I like how that turned out. You're going to need to grab a black pen. So that is the only thing that you will need. You don't have to have it to do this, but I do think it makes the card just a little bit more fun. So on your little, it says, "You inspire me." Yay! You inspire me. I thought that was such a nice sentiment. What I wanted to do here was I wanted to make it so that we kind of framed this out a little bit. So if you need to use a ruler, you can use a ruler or another straight edge. You can even use a little bit of a ribbon just to kind of give you an eye, just to kind of guide. But basically, you just need to draw kind of somewhat of a straight line. Actually, it doesn't even need to be perfect. And if it's a little bit more not perfect, that's actually better. Okay, and then we're going to do these little things. And if you want to practice on another piece of scrap paper first, you are welcome to, if you feel more comfortable doing that. But what we're going to do is we're going to draw a little teardrop shape in just this corner and this corner. Okay, not very difficult. And then we're going to draw another one here and another one there. Okay, that's it. I just love it. And actually, I'm going to draw just a couple little dots in here. This is called a dot grouping, where it's a big dot and a couple little small dots. And it just makes me happy. This is called a glaze pen. It's like a really juicy black gel pen. The benefit of a glaze pen is that when it dries, it's completely waterproof. Oh, it's one of my favorite ever doodling pens, you guys. It's amazing. Okay. But the cool part about it is that if you want to do watercolors, you could on this. But I just love how dark that ink is. It's nice and black. Matches so perfectly with the sentiment. I'm waiting for the ink to dry. That's why I'm not immediately gluing it down. Okay, now what you can do, depending on how well or how straight or how squiggly your lines are, if you want to emphasize them or not. I do want to emphasize my doodled lines, so I'm actually going to cut them out. So I'm just going to fussy cut around my little doodle. I know that might seem kind of goofy to some of you, but I actually love when you have a really nice kind of fun card and then you have kind of a hand-drawn thing and it's kind of emphasized, a little overemphasized. So I really like that, so I'm going to do that here. Okay. All right. So that's what we have there. Isn't that cute? And then you have a pop dot in your kit. We're just going to stick that right on the back side. A pop dot is just a foam double-sided tape dot. It's going to go right on the back side of the You Inspire Me. And then we're going to peel that little double-sided piece off. And that's going to go right here on the front of our card. Isn't that fun? Ah, so cute. Oh, I should have cut that in half, but I didn't. But now I wish I had. Shoot. Well, that's what we get. No, it needs to have more. Well, I could include more pop dots in the kit. I'm going to have to do that. In the meantime, I'm going to cut mine in half so that I can use and do it twice. Because I already used my pop dot piece and use double-sided tape here to reactivate my double-sided tape. I know, don't look, because I have to give myself dimension, but my foam was out of double-sided tape stickiness. Okay. I'm going to stick it on there. I have a little bit of dimension now. Not as much as you guys are going to have, but still enough dimension. Oh, so cool. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this. I love this. This makes me so happy. Guys, it's just something about this. The black and whites together. Oh, so precious. All right, I'm going to use a little bit of my double-sided tape. I'm just going to do a line right here, and I'm going to stick my ribbon down right here. And that is just going to finish that off. Gives my ribbon a place to be. And then we're done. And there we have it. Oh, I want to make sure that your ribbon here is not on your fold line. I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off. There we go. Ta-da! Very fun. Alright, you guys, that's the first card. On to the next one.